Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today we are back at the Architect because I have an idea for a project that I want to do for the new update because, well, concrete stuff got more complicated and I thought it would be a good idea to see what it takes now to build a large garage on a plot. So I'm going to buy one of those, also a large parking lot. But I don't think there's actually anything else in here, so we're just gonna take all of that and should be good to go here. The thing is, with the new update, a few things changed and we now have the food supply stuff to take care of, and also I've been doing the entire testing on this character here. So I actually spent over 1 million getting 4 Lobos and 4 Lobo vans, and let me tell you, it's been expensive and those things are really annoying. I don't know how long this bug has been in the game, but yeah, sometimes you get into a session and stuff like this happens. One of them suddenly doesn't have a container or other trailer anymore. Sometimes they are apparently not spawned in at all anymore, and this is just not something that I'm willing to deal with, so I'm going to remove them now. They were really useful for testing and quite necessary there, but I hate dealing with them. So good bloody riddance. You are annoying as all hell. Bye bye. I'm gonna be coming up with another idea on what to do with my company stuff in a few episodes or so. I'm not entirely sure yet, but yeah, for now I don't want to deal with that stuff anymore. By the way, I should probably also show you guys my route that I've been using. It's called Food All, and basically all that it does is goes from all across the island and also into Gappa, and just takes in all of the goods from the different farms that can be produced just without any input on my end. And that gave me a considerable amount of bonus here, usually between 40 to 60%. I don't know why Helm went all the way down to 0, but sure. It's just that right now, I might be reconsidering later, but after all the problems for a while, maybe I'll downgrade to smaller vehicles like Troncos or something. But right now, I really do not want to deal with it anymore. I think the semi-trucks are overall still preferable because you can just get more goods transported that way, but it's been too annoying for me to do anything with them. So back to the route real quick. It just goes from Gangyang supermarket to the rice farm over here, to the corn farm, up to the orange farm, then to the next supermarket, to another corn farm, nothing in terms of farms over here, then to the next supermarket, takes in the stuff at the pumpkin farm, another supermarket, another pumpkin farm, then all the way down to Gappa, getting stuff on the way in, down to the supermarket and more deliveries on the way out. And then it starts anew. Basically, the idea is that when you start your journey this way, it will pick up a lot of stuff to one location. But the next time it comes back around and that location still has some stuff in it, it's gonna pick up something for something different. And with a few trucks and waiting for a while, it's gonna balance out where you get a really steady influx of a lot of different items to different places, and it's been working out pretty well for me. So this is what I can tell you right now, but yeah, how I'm gonna do this in the long run, unless they find a way to fix all the despawning and weird other issues, I'm gonna have to see. Right now, I'm just happy to have that off my back. Anyways, back to the construction thing. So I want to build this in Gangyang because I actually had another plot in mind, but that turned out to not be large enough for this type of garage. And yeah, it's likely gonna take a few episodes. I want to do this a bit quicker than in the past, so I'm really gonna focus on it. But my real goal here is to do this, then have another little project, which is getting another Formula SCM for an event. And then I also just want to go over back to the NoTP playthrough. I've been really neglecting that for a while, and I don't like that. I want to get a bit further in that. I want to test out early game AI tracking stuff where I just get a truck for myself, and if I don't use it, I'm gonna let the AI run it and see how some of the new stuff works from a new player's perspective. And yeah, there are a few more episodes in that run that I didn't publish yet, so we're gonna do those first and then yeah, get back to more current stuff from that. I also may have to try and get a few things produced in advance, because in the end, when it comes to testing, as I said, I'm using the same character here. I've been trying to make a backup, and while the backup worked, it didn't really work out with having a duplicate in the same save folder. Even if I rename it, it's still gonna somehow link together, and that's all screwy and weird. But yeah, without having them in the same save folder, it's really hard to roll back to the last public update and do stuff there, and I cannot really use my testing character because then other stuff can break. Basically, I've been stuck on the testing version for a while, and I don't know how to deal with it in the long run. Anyways, 350k, yeah, I think I have that money. So let's see what the garage is looking like. I'm getting a bit of lag in here. Okay, let's see. I would like to have it a bit further to the back. I think part of the problem here is once we put this down, there's gonna be a construction site forming around it, and it might be bigger than the building itself. So yeah, this has all been placed down, and yeah, we're gonna have to deal with this now. Also wanna put down a parking lot just so that I can spawn in vehicles over here. And we're gonna see what we need now. This has been so long since I've done this. So let's check this out. We need 20 concrete, 30 sand, and 2 wood planks. Planks are easy to get. I got all the supplies there. I just need to get them. Concrete 20 is gonna be 2 deliveries of cement. Sand is not too far away, so let's get that first. Sand should be really easy to do. We just need to do 3 deliveries because, well, after all, the trucks have been reduced in capacity, which is another reason why I want to do this, because this is one of those supply chains that really changed over the last few updates. Yeah, at least the construction sites are nearby, so I shouldn't have any problems getting the sand at all. I just need to bring it over. I think I'm gonna do that with my dump trailer, so let's get a semi-tractor. I'm gonna get my my SRT. And not the Bolko, but the Oldham. Actually, this is a project that I also want to do on my other character, but in a more scrappy way, because yeah, I think I can maybe get an upgraded semi-truck, but the trailers and everything and other vehicles that I would need to rent out, so that would be a very different thing or way of handling it. So yeah, concrete factory sand dump or our building construction site. Let's load up the 10 units over here, which brings us to 16 ton of load. Bit heavier than before, but yeah, we should be easily able to handle this. My semi-truck is nodding in yeah, acceptance or in support of the idea. So we're just bringing this over, and then we should be yeah, we just need to do this a few times. I think I'm gonna maybe just do this once now. I would really like to show you guys the whole cement thing. After all, that's the new thing here. At the very least, I want to do one delivery. If I need to do another or two, I might just do it off screen. I can maybe make like 2 episodes about this, but if the entire process takes too long, then we might be cutting it short a little bit. Because it's just gonna be repetition past a certain point. Oh god. Okay, let's see. Just gonna be delivering the sand here. Hope it all goes well. I heard about a bug about the entire thing here. But this should all count. 10 units. Giving me a bit of money for constructing my own land, but sure, I'd take it. And I mean, yeah, it just takes a few minutes, but let's do the other thing now. Because after all, this is now what is actually part of the new update. So we go over here, we go back to all vehicles, and we spawn back the same ones that we just used. Because, yeah, now the whole list is working much better than before. Really useful now that we are not always getting just the company and motorhome vehicles that are being placed around the island. By the way, I changed my approach to the motorhomes. They are now all named by the locations they are being put in. So if I go to that list real quick, we have a sawmill Campy, we have a Dasa Campy, Bayang, landfill, and so on and so forth. This is actually named wrongly. I have this weird little thing over here by putting the triple Z in there in the list where all vehicles are being shown. This should be at the very end. Just trying to keep it out of the way of everything else. Since I'm looking at my list backwards sometimes, though, this might be making it more annoying than helpful. I'm gonna have to see about it. I still want custom vehicle categories so that I can get that stuff out of the way completely. The good thing also right now is that my cement factory is actually pretty much filled up, so while I have enough space to do a delivery or two, I don't really need that much. So I don't have to work on this too much off screen, it's basically all prepared. That's the thing that's gonna be a bit more interesting when it comes to my other character, because in my no TP playthrough, nothing is prepared. Everything would be starting from scratch, and yeah, everything would be the complete journey. Where right now with my stuff that I've done in the past, I can basically skip a few steps here and there. So this is more like the quick way where we can get the gist of it, and the full journey would be on the other character. But yeah, with the other episodes that are already produced and would need to be published beforehand, it would take a while before we get there. Okay, so now the whole thing weighs more like 2.238 kilograms per cubic decimeter or something. So it's a bit more random. and not quite as heavy as before. I think before it was like 2.6, so it's a bit reduced. But yeah, in the end, our journey with this whole thing is gonna be much shorter now because we just have to bring it over to the cement factory, which is basically like a layover station. And then just take the other trailer and go from there. Also, by the way, I finally finished my rally tracks, so I can do the whole rally event that's gonna be happening at some point soonish. I think there are a few other events planned right now, so I might be waiting for a while. Gonna have to see about all of that. I don't really know the plans of the other people, but I know that some things have been announced. And hey, first come, first serve, so gotta let them do their things first, and then I'm gonna get to mine. But I also had a few other things that I wanted to do, like another Formula SCM event, which is why I would like to have another one of those. Basically having a tune for a racetrack and one for the road with longer FTR. I would rather switch between vehicles than switching the tune of them, just so that I cannot really screw things up. But we'll have to see about that. First I need to get the production going again, because yeah, you can only get a Formula SCM if you provide the factory that makes them. Which is also a nice thing that I haven't done in a while, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, these are actually things that I've been looking forward to since the testing, but I wanted to do that on video, take you guys along. So we are going to do all of that here together. Also, I don't know if I even showed you guys the new getup for my semi-truck here. It used to be more like greenish with a bit of a camo pattern. But I got a bit tired of that look, so I made it blue, decorated it like a Christmas tree, and yeah, it's looking pretty snazzy. Really happy about it. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I copied a few design elements from one of the workshop vehicles. So I took a bit of inspiration what other people have done and combined a few things to get my own look. But it's basically based on other people's vehicles, and yeah. I wanted to do my own, but I had no ideas, so that's how I got that going. I think the ghost got caught between my wheels for a moment where it was a bit scary. Those things can eat you in the ocean if you are unlucky. Also gotta be careful because I don't want to tip this thing over. That can be a bit of a problem. And yeah, when it comes to the cement factory being full, basically for a while I employed this truck and trailer as an AI vehicle and just had it do the trip for me. I want to do a bit of testing with a full new trailer and everything, and having to go back and forth delivering the limestone all the time got a bit boring, so I, yeah, basically put them into employment for a while, and at some point the entire factory was just full. That went a bit quicker than I expected, to be honest. Oh god. So I gotta see how these things go. I'm also a bit curious about the bus payout because the bonus used to be quite different. The old bonus, basically, however much percentage you got on population increase, would also be for your Night worked a bit differently, but basically there was a more direct link between your population increase and how much more money you made with buses, so they were basically self-buffing. And now it's only the overall buff from the population increase and the much lower one there. I think the base pay has been increased, which is a good thing. But yeah, the bonus is smaller, so it may not work out to the same amount overall. Bit more testing is required, but I'm not entirely sure if I want to do another busing episode anytime soon. I have to see about that. Okay, so 13k plus a bit of town effect bonus. Not too shabby for the delivery. But yeah, I think for the amount that I would need to do like 4 deliveries here to get enough stuff produced to bring it over to the concrete factory. So yeah, 4 of those deliveries, and you basically need an upgraded semi-truck to get that going. Otherwise it's really gonna be a pain. So I gotta be careful about that. It just feels like before making your own garage was more of an early game activity because you didn't really need that much. You could basically rent out a dumpy and a compacty and be good to go. But now with, I mean, this is the only thing where you really need the trailer and semi-truck combination, but also fuel requirement and everything. It is much more complicated. There are more steps, and I think you should have a better vehicle for some of the OG stuff here in order to get that going. But we're gonna have to see about that. I think this is gonna be the toughest part of the journey, even this smaller trailer, and there's gonna be a larger one in the future. We are at almost 25 ton of load. And there is a steep incline coming up. Nothing that can be bypassed, so we're gonna be careful about that. But yeah, when it comes to the whole testing thing, I'm also trying to be careful about what I'm saying and stuff like that. So I'm talking more about my experience, what I have done and where the character is right now, and not really that much about how the testing as a whole went down. Because there are always a few things that are being tried out, maybe improved later, bugs along the way that needed to be fixed, that kind of thing. And yeah, this is the point where it's likely gonna go very slowly. And that's just the stuff that, yeah, is more internal talk. But yeah, we are making it up here. It's really maybe not that much of a problem. But I'm not entirely sure if it would work out with a larger trailer. We're gonna see about that. I'm looking forward to that, but maybe then I'll need to get a bit more run up in order to make that hill. And yeah, when it comes to trailers, it's all much more stable. Not in the way of not tipping over, because that's definitely a risk here. But they are not going to slide all over the place anymore, which is a huge improvement. Speaking of tipping over, come on. Come on, get back on the wheels. Maybe not. I just wanted to show you the thing is top heavy as you would expect from something that looks like a banana. Or at least somewhat like a banana. I think if you get a good decal set you can exaggerate that entire effect a bit more. But yeah, that trailer really oddly shaped because, well, that's what the real things look like as well. But it's also just kind of a cool thing. Really lacking it. It's just something that I don't remember seeing too much on the road, so it's a weird looking one to me. And yeah, 5.6 kilometers, that's really not a good indication on how long the journey is gonna be. Because we are taking a lot of turns here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see how I pace out the entire thing here. I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't think it makes sense to show every single thing, but I also don't want to start the next episode by the garage being ready and done. I think that would also be a bit weird. The thing is, though, let's see, I think I need like 30 tons or 30 cubic meters of sand. So that's another 2 deliveries to be done. And I think I need 20 cubic meters of concrete. So since I need 1 cubic meter of cement to make 1 cubic meter of concrete, which I don't think makes much sense since you're mixing in the sand and everything as well. Yeah, and the mixie has been reduced in size, so I think there would be like 4 deliveries with the mixie. I'm definitely gonna be skipping some of that. But yeah, I think what I'll be doing is one more video where I show and talk about the whole garage stuff, and the video after will be when it's gonna be fully built and then we are going to take care of the Formula SCM. I think that's a good plan. I hope at least. I have no idea what to do with the garage, by the way, so if you have any ideas for what that could be used for, let me know. I'm really just building it for the sake of it. Oh god, oh god. I mean, saved it. I didn't flip over, I didn't need recovery, I can get back on track, it's okay. I take it. Also, one thing I don't like about these deliveries, if I do this with autopilot on, it's gonna go down to the highway and then come back up the other road. I like the new shortcut thing which we've had since the last update, but I think when you need to go through Baiyang anyways, and god dang it, I should have taken more, or put more attention into that. Jesus Christ. Not refueling, going back to the road, and maybe I should just get the mouse out of the way. So it doesn't highlight the button that I actually want to get on. It's kind of confusing. Yeah, when you want to go through Baiyang anyways, then you should likely use this road instead. It makes much more sense. But it's a small thing. I should maybe also go for refueling. I've been using this truck a whole lot today. Also, I think I got strong brakes on the trailer, which is why it's kinda pulling on me when I hit the brakes. Alright. Quick refueling when going to the concrete factory, and I think that might be the end of the episode. I think I might also have enough concrete at the cement at the concrete place, so yeah, I don't really need to do much over there. I also recently did a refueling run to the place. I may need to bring more sand over, but that should be about it. I mean, I've been thinking about the resources that my garage needs for the longest time in this episode, but really you also need to take care of the concrete factory itself, so yeah, that's where it gets more lengthy and complicated and everything. I could put my dumpy on that job, just getting sand to the place, and maybe I should do that. Doesn't sound like the worst idea. But yeah, that's a whole another part of the supply chain. It's really not the simple thing it used to be, where you just needed sand to make concrete, concrete to put into a construction site to get fine sand, and then just go back and forth all the time. There's definitely more to it now, but I feel like garage building. I'm an idiot. Oh, almost put it back on the wheels, but not quite. Garage building is definitely a bit of a victim here. And I'm not entirely sure if it's what they wanted it to be. I mean, if we get more properties, that would be nice, but if we need to build up more of them, you're gonna be doing visual stuff a lot more. Then again, you can automate it in single player. In multiplayer, will most likely have some people who already did some of the supply chain stuff, so it shouldn't be that much work. But if you need to do everything by yourself, it's gonna be a whole nother deal. And yeah, that's gonna be what I'll be trying out on the no TP playthrough, because once again, with this one, I have a decent amount of stuff already prepared, so it's not really the full thing anymore. And it's gonna be also kinda interesting doing everything from scratch and seeing how much work it really is. But yeah, on that character I first need to get a semi-truck and get it upgraded. It's likely gonna be the SRT again, because that thing makes sense. Maybe I'll go for an FL1 straight away, but then I cannot use the dump trailer. I'll have to see about that. I mean, I can rent out a dumpy, that should also be okay. But yeah, at least I'm finally on the bridge to Jeju again. So we are getting closer to the finish line here. And I definitely want to do the plank delivery on video. That's gonna be a quick one as well, I think. And one concrete dump as well, that shouldn't be too difficult either. But yeah, there are just so many aspects now that yeah, I think not having everything prepared so that I can actually do everything from scratch and know how much I need, that's gonna actually help me. Because right now I'm basically just doing example runs and everything else is gonna work out from there. Oh god. Almost saved it, but only almost. Maybe I should have taken the FL1 or something similar for that. I think a 6x4 would have been the better choice here for this delivery. I kinda underestimated how heavy this thing would be. That's definitely on me. And here another daily report here. I've been skipping ahead with my time a little bit, so I'm not getting the full effect. Also now some of the stuff has been taken away. Not using the company tax anymore. $26K plus a bit of town bonus. Oh, that's actually working out to exactly 29,700. But yeah, I'm gonna stop it here now. We are going to likely do a send delivery to this point as well next time, because I think I'm pretty short on that. Also, I just despawned the truck before the trailer, so that's a bit of an issue. I'm gonna clean it up. But yeah, we have theoretically enough concrete in here already, but I think I should at least do one sand delivery. Not gonna do any fuel though, because that's already full. And yeah, for some reason I have everything required in order to get stuff produced, but it doesn't work. That's the bug that has been happening. But I think it's a pretty inconsistent one, so it might just be for me. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, so much about this. We are gonna do the rest of the chain the next time around, and yeah, I think in the video after, at the very latest, the whole garage will be fully built up. But yeah, it's definitely more interesting with additional stuff. Just gonna see if I can make it work and how that's gonna go. Also, that's part of the lower thing here. Okay. Looked a bit weird for a moment. This little triangle that is, but yeah, that's connected to this line. Anyways, that's gonna be it from me for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know all your thoughts and opinions on the matter. Until next time, have a good one, and bye bye.